Hi, welcome back to another episode of BS with Bella. And I'm with my brother Peter here. Hello, Peter.
My name's Pete. I play football at the University of Oklahoma, and I'm Bella's brother. So,
Pete, when did you get into start playing football?
um, I started playing football probably I would say about at age 4. So I started playing flag football in actually Wayne, New Jersey. There's this NFL football flag league that Dad had signed me up for, and a bunch of my friends at the time were also starting to like football and join into football. So I started playing flag football when I was 4, and the first team that I was on was the Detroit Lions. So I remember good memories from starting to play football, and obviously I fell in love with the sport and continue to do it to this day. So
But
yeah,
then you started getting into the other team, right? So I remember kind of vividly when we were younger, you were at the Detroit Lions, but then you went into the Browns. When did you start doing the Browns flag football?
yes, yeah. So I was the Detroit Lions um, for a little bit, and then I was the Browns, which became my favorite NFL team, and I was on that team a little couple of years after the Lions, or a short time, and then after I was done being on the Browns, right before I started playing tackle football, I was on the Eagles for a season. So it was a really good experience, just getting to get introduced
Is
to
that
the
when you
game.
first came into like loving football too? Is like the flag?
Yeah, yeah, so it really started with flag football. Fell in love with that, just playing, and growing up around football. And then, I started to get into the video games. Like, I started to become obsessed with playing like Madden and sports games. So, I think flag football starting out like that, and then just constantly being around it, watching it, playing video games about it. I just fell in love with it and became a vital, important part of my life. So.
What about when you started playing on the Browns for the flag football? Is that why you were so attached to the Browns?
Yeah, so that was the first flag football team I was on. So I really fell in love. I don't know why. It just I don't know. I ended up liking the team, and then I've been a fan of the Browns ever since. So, but yeah, that's I would say when I was on the Browns, that's really when I fell in love with football. Um, and I don't know. You probably seen the photo around the house, but that flag football photo of me and the Browns when I was like really
Yeah,
little. Um, that's that's a good picture of
a
good
solid
memories
memory.
from back then. Yeah, good memories from back then. And all my friends used to play, well, started to play flag football. So it was also fun because I was able to make friends and, practice and stuff like that. So yeah.
Did you say you were kind of more connected with football when you started doing tackling? Like when you started doing tackle football, did you think your love for football grew more?
Yeah, definitely. So flag football was kind of like an introduction because there's no tackling and stuff. You're pulling flags. So I was introduced to the game then. That's when I started to love the game. And then as the years went on, playing tackle football, starting in third grade, I had a really good Pee Wee football coach, Eric Knight, and he really helped me fall in love with the game even more. I still talk to him to this day. So, yeah, I would just say, as the years go on, my love for football just grows on and on. And it's really about the relationships you built that makes it so much fun. The game's amazing, but the people you're around is the absolute best. You make so many good friendships
Hmm.
and relationships with coaches that you still talk to this day, trainers and stuff like that. So that's a really awesome part about the game of football in my eyes. So
Well, I obviously know what your childhood was like, but can you kind of touch base on like the EOE growing up when that whole experience and still playing football? Because I know you had to take a break for a while, but kind of your story about that.
yeah, yeah. So the first time it really affected me was it was fourth grade. I got really sick close to the last game of the season. It was the Super Bowl, and
You
I
didn't
was like
play,
really,
right?
really sick. No, I ended up playing, yeah. And then, but right after, well, I made a deal with mom. I said, if you let me play, I'll go to the hospital right after. So,
Of
I played through,
course, mom.
yeah, I,
Like.
I played through being really, really sick. Um, and then we went like straight to the hospital. And I remember just being like really sick. The doctors didn't really know what was going on. They were running like a bunch of tests with like endoscopies and colonoscopies to figure out like what maybe I might be allergic to because they maybe thought it was an add-on to celiac because maybe there was just more stuff developing, but it had nothing to do with celiac. It was entirely new, so I couldn't swallow any solid foods,
Yeah.
um, and I was
You're
losing lots
feeding
of
tube,
weight. And you
right?
remember?
Yeah.
No, I wasn't on a feeding tube, but I was close to at a certain point.
Hmm.
But if I was on a feeding tube, I wasn't going to be able to play sports, so um, I tried to avoid that as much as possible. So yeah, so after the football season, I think I was in the hospital for like 2 weeks. I can't really
Yeah.
remember
I think it was like
like
two and
how
a half
long it
weeks.
was. Yeah, it was like 2 weeks. And actually my Pee Wee football coach, Eric Knight, he actually came to visit me when I was in the hospital. And he gave me a hard drive with all of our fourth grade Pee Wee football games on it so I can watch it while I was in the hospital and just give me something to do. So at the time I was really depressed. I couldn't really do
You were
much. I
also
couldn't
in fourth grade, so you're like,
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't do anything and even after the hospital, like I wasn't really supposed to hang out with people because my immune system was so weak. So even like even if someone came over, I had to wear like a mask and stuff. You probably remember that, probably not as much as me, but yeah, I would have to wear a mask if
hmm
like they were coming over to hang out because like my immune system was so weak at that time. So then the football season passed. I was still experiencing the same symptoms of not being able to swallow solid foods and
yeah.
just not knowing what was wrong. A bunch of different symptoms and stuff. But at the time, EOE was like relatively new. Like
And that's when mom
it's
found it,
still
right? Mom found it.
yeah. She ended up finding out because we went to like so I was out of school for like man
2 months.
100 plus days.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100 plus days. I was close to not graduating the fourth grade because of it, but they made sure so I would basically have like a teacher come to the house and like help me read books and stuff like that. She would help me with like work because I wasn't supposed to be in school. So she would come over all the time and help me with my schoolwork.
Catching
So
up.
I was able to end up passing the fourth grade and doing well. And we went to like so many doctor's appointments and they didn't know what it was. Some doctors told me that like there might be something psychologically wrong with me, it might be in my head and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
no,
happened.
let's just make it up in my head.
Yeah, I don't know, but how it is sometimes. But then yeah, so mom kind of helped find it. It was really Jay Kashkin, Dr. Kashkin, and I still talk to him a lot to this day. He helps me out with just navigating it and stuff like that. But
Mhm.
he found
What
it out, and he was actually mom's doctor, so he wanted to check it out, and then he ended up figuring out. So I was
what
able to.
exactly is EOE?
So so basically, I'm allergic to these certain foods. For example, I'm allergic to corn, and the protein that is found in corn, when it's processed and it's eaten in my body, it attracts cells called eosinophils into my esophagus. And when eosinophils, the types of cells, they're not supposed to be in your esophagus, but when they
Mhm.
are in your esophagus, they cause you not to be able to swallow food. Um, so um, so they basically how they found it out is they just did a bunch of endoscopies and
Yeah.
lots of scoping to figure it out. It took a while for them to like really figure out everything because it was so much at the time, and like EOE was really new. It's not
Yeah.
common. I would say it's still very rare, but there's more
Even when
people
I
that
talk
have it.
about
They know more.
you to people, people are like, "What's EOE?" I'm like, "Yeah, my brother's allergic to
Yeah,
15 different foods." Like,
yeah,
can't really
pretty
just go
much.
out and eat anywhere.
Yeah, no. So I mean, it's more common now today, but like back then there was like really not a lot of knowledge about it. So like that's why I was out of school for like 100 days and I
Yeah.
had to do like all these tests because they just didn't know. There wasn't a lot of education on it.
Yeah.
So
And also being allergic to like having EOE, you're also allergic to gluten, dairy. So it's like so much. other
Yeah,
stuff,
so
being on top of that. How did you recover to get back into playing football after 100 plus days, almost start graduating fourth grade, then the fall comes around? How was your body? Like, what were you doing?
yeah, so I would say, after the 100 days, I would say my body was pretty weak because it just wasn't, I lost like 20, 25 pounds
Yeah,
during that span of time. Like I really couldn't eat, sit down and eat a lot of meals because like I said, they didn't know exactly what I was allergic to at that time. So, it was really tough just like getting food down and trying to, just, maintain or anything. So,
yeah,
after I was put on, medication for it, and Dr. Kashkin got it all figured out. Um, I slowly started to, just eat more. And, it was a big adjustment because it's an entire new diet. I went from just having celiac and being, 50% lactose intolerant to now, like you said, 15 new food allergies. So it took a lot at first. Like, I didn't really understand it. It was really confusing, but mom helped me out a lot. And dad too, they would
you
constantly
know
be
they're watching
reading.
this, and mom's like, "Yeah, I did."
They would constantly, read labels. Obviously I do it now for myself because I'm at college, but
Yeah,
when I was growing up, they would read labels and, kind of walk me through like what exactly I should avoid in each food and what derivatives are not okay,
yeah,
and stuff like that. So, I mean, the recovery kind of took slow. It was just more of a big adjustment and just getting back to the swing of things because I didn't technically miss any football because the season was over. I was able
yeah.
to play the entire season, and then I got sick. So um, I'm not sure if I was able to play lacrosse that year.
I don't
I'm
think you
not sure.
were.
Yeah, I don't think so because it was the springtime. Like,
Yeah.
so I got sick. I got sick like mid-November. So I
You
was sick
also
like
did stop playing
November.
soccer.
Yeah, November, December, January, and like February was like really the months I was sick in. So I can't remember if I ended up playing
Yeah.
lacrosse, but and then once my body was back to, just being better and
Uh-huh.
back to like somewhat stability, I did like a couple football camps in the summer, and that made me get comfortable again. And then, once I was on medication and it was managed, and I was able to play fifth
Everything
grade,
went
and haven't,
smoother.
yeah, and then haven't really had any problems with it since I was diagnosed in fourth grade, so which is good. But yeah.
And I know kind of vividly, I kind of remember your high school process. How did you decide you wanted to go to St. Joe's during that time?
Yeah, so with like the high school decision, it was a big decision because I needed to know like how I was going to manage my food and like if I would be able to store stuff. So actually at St. Joe's, a big reason I went to St. Joe's because it had a great atmosphere, but also Coach Augie Hoffman, he really made me feel comfortable and safe with my, food allergies and my
Yeah.
medical conditions. And he actually ended up getting celiac disease too. So he was able to, relate on the small scale about what's that's
Yeah.
like. So he was able to help me out and he was very accommodating. So like I
They
feel like
gave
that
you
was
a
the biggest
room
thing was,
too.
yeah, so I had a room where like I would store like food for lunch, keep it in the fridge because I couldn't eat the school lunch. So I had to make my own lunch and most of the time it would be like cold cuts with like
Yeah.
specific gluten-free bread and stuff. So it all had to be in the fridge. So I didn't want to put it in a lunchbox and walk around with it all day or let it
Just in
get
case it gets
nasty in my locker.
contaminated.
So
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So I just put, that there was a fridge in that room. Um, that's where I would like store some snacks and
Yeah.
foods and stuff like that. And there would be like water in there and stuff just in case I needed it. And yeah, but when it came to high school, the big thing was just like comfortability.
Yeah.
Um, you know, just being able to be comfortable and um, not feeling like it
A
was an
burden.
obstacle.
Yeah.
Yeah, just being able to, focus on school and play football and, being able to manage that easily. So that
Yeah.
definitely helped. And it was a big reason why I chose there.
And how was your high school career during your football season?
It
Like
was good.
you were on
Yeah,
varsity
so,
your freshman year.
yep. So I ended up making varsity my freshman year. At the end, I got pulled up. I didn't play in any games, but I just practiced my
Hmm.
freshman year on varsity just to get used to it, and that was a privilege. Coach asked specific players to get pulled up and practice and get to used to varsity and stuff. And freshman football was good. It was a fun experience. Not as intense as varsity.
Yeah.
But it was a good experience. Those are the guys you came in with. And for everyone that's listening that doesn't know, I went to all boys Catholic school, so our school is really centralized around like brotherhood. So freshman football was fun. I made some of my best friends there, like really solidified my relationships with guys like that.
Yeah.
And like I said, it was a fun experience. Not crazy intense, but then sophomore year, um, I didn't start, but I played a lot on varsity. I started a few games at outside linebacker or
Hmm.
the free safety position. Um, and we lost our rivals on the 1 yard line that year. But my freshman year, we ended up winning the state championship against Bergen
Yes.
Catholic,
I didn't remember that.
13-0, and that was a great experience because the rest of my high school career I didn't win a state championship. So that was like a great moment to cherish. That was like a super really fun season. Um, and then so like I said, sophomore year we lost to our rivals, and then COVID hit, so we only played like 8 games. It was a really weird season. We played a bunch of different opponents, like at a conference. So we played like the Hun down in Princeton, New Jersey, which is like a private school,
Yeah.
post grad, I believe. So we played
So it was
them,
like none of the teams
and
that really would like be in your schedule.
yeah, not usually. So, but we played all the normals. We played Bosco once.
Yeah.
We played a Bergen Catholic once, DePaul. So we still played
Yeah.
majority of our opponents, but there was no playoffs. And it was just a challenging year because we had to get our temperature taken, before practice, and everything had to be a certain length. And if someone got COVID, then if you were in
Isn't it
contact,
funny
you
to
had
think
to
about it
be out.
now? How that's like kind of
Yeah,
stupid.
it's crazy. Just the times we're in, and like all the rules, like if you were in contact, like I said, you would have to like sit out. And that was a big part of the vaccine. Why I got the vaccine was
Hmm.
because of the football season, because if you didn't have it, um you would be out for like 2 weeks if you came in close contact. But if
Wasn't it like
you
five
had the
days?
vaccine, yeah, if you had the vaccine, then you would only be out like 4 or 5 days. So there was like a real difference in like the
Yeah.
duration of time you're out. And my junior year was a really important part of recruiting. And I absolutely couldn't miss any games. So I had to make that decision um, to make sure, I didn't miss any games and that I was
Hmm.
there because there were so many rules in place. And then my senior year rolled around since we didn't have no playoffs. Junior year was kind of, we just played 8 games and didn't feel like it really happened because, like,
Did you want to
each
say
fan, each,
like for the recruiting process, like even with football coming from junior year with no playoffs, like did you say like you were kind of scared with like your film and stuff that you really didn't have a lot to show, so you had to like really
yeah,
prove yourself senior year?
yeah, definitely. So you hit it right on the spot. So yeah, junior year when we played in 8 games, but like it didn't even feel like it happened. It wasn't really a lot of film because usually, seasons like 11, 12 games. So you have those extra games to, really put your best plays in, and stuff like that. In the summer, I had the summer going into junior year, I had a quad injury. So um that I missed some time practicing in the summer. But besides that, I didn't miss any games. But it was tough because, but everyone faced it. Everyone, didn't have a
Yeah.
lot of film. More states played more than others.
Yeah.
But it was real tough in the recruiting process because, like the NCAA granted everyone an extra year of eligibility, like a COVID year. So
Yeah.
all those guys would stay and then they wouldn't have to, offer scholarships to players in high school. So it was definitely concerning, but that's why senior year was so important for me. And I didn't have any offers until like October of my senior year. So it really happened late for me.
Yeah. Were you
I'm blessed
scared?
that
I
it
know
still
you were having
happened.
like so nervous.
Yeah. Yeah, I was definitely nervous, because you're calling and texting all these coaches and you think you're gonna get offered and then you never do, and you're scared because your future's in their hands essentially. But um you just got to keep staying on top of it. You only need, one coach and one school to really believe in you. So that's why senior year was so important. So senior year, started every game,
Hmm.
just like my junior year, and had a really good season. Um, we fell short in the playoffs again to our rivals, Don Bosco, unfortunately.
But you had a
Um,
big play that
but
really helped you put you on the spotlight.
yeah, yeah, definitely. So we played them twice. We played them once in the regular season, once in the postseason. So yeah, so I really played my best high school game against them.
Hmm.
Um, in the regular season, I had a fumble recovery, a forced fumble, 106-yard fumble recovery for a touchdown, which is the longest in state
That
history.
was all
Um,
over New Jersey when that happened.
yeah, yeah. When that happened, it was big news. And then I had 15 plus tackles, so that was like the best game in my high school career, and it really helped my recruitment. So yeah, that's just a summary of my high school career, and
Yeah.
high school was fun. I had a great experience at St. Joe's, and I got my jersey in the background, just because I'm far from home, and like to look at it, reflect on good memories, and I made such good friends there, and
Hmm.
my best friend, Jalen Wade. I met him at actually the football camp that I went to after I had EOE in fourth grade. And he's from Westfield, New Jersey, and we ended up going to the same high school, and we really became best friends. And like, I look at him as like a brother. And it was awesome that we were able to go to
Yeah.
high school together. So
How'd you end up at OU? Can you kind of touch base a little bit on that? Because I know you were really
got
close
it.
to going to Clemson.
Yeah. So the story with that is, so I went to so I was in contact with Coach Venables going into my senior season. Um, and he really wanted me to come to Clemson's camp so he can see me. He really liked my film. We had a couple conversations. We're starting to build a really good relationship, through
Yeah.
recruiting, and stuff like that. So he told me, Pete, come down to Clemson's camp. Here are the dates, basically, and show me what you got. So I made it a priority to make
That's so
there. I
scary.
think yeah, it was definitely intense, but I think it was like June 4th or June 5th was the camp date. I'm not entirely sure. So um, I go to um, the camp and I do really well. Mom and dad brought me. You guys didn't come because it was in the
No.
summer. I don't know what you guys were doing and stuff, but so we drove down to Clemson. Um, so the day before the camp, we got a tour of the facility
Yeah.
by a graduate assistant. It was awesome. And then the camp was the next day. So I went to the camp, did really, really good. Coach V was impressed with me. And he offered me a PWO spot. Um, and I was extremely excited.
What's a
It was an
PWO?
opportunity.
Potential walk-on?
Okay, so it's a preferred walk on.
Okay.
So that's what it is. And so he offered me that. And where was I?
With the
Forgot. So he
Clemson?
offered me,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So he offered me the PWO, and like I said, I was so excited because it was an opportunity of a lifetime. I mean,
Yeah.
Clemson football, any Division One college football is big time, and it's awesome. So I was really really excited. So then from that camp, I ended up going to the Duke camp right after because it was nearby. Just hitting a had been in contact with them too. So I went to the Duke camp, did really really well. Um, Never ended up getting offered anything by them. Um, but anyway, so um, uh,
Coach
yeah,
V.
so yeah, Coach V. So like I said, after he offered me the PWO, we
In
continued to
contact.
maintain contact. Continued to build our relationship, and then I forget when it was. It was towards the end of the college football season, I believe, the regular season,
It
and
was
there were
winter
rumors
break,
that
right? It was winter break around
um
there.
yeah, probably a little before that. I'm not
Yeah.
sure exactly, but there was rumors that he might leave and become the head coach at Oklahoma. So, I decided just to apply to Oklahoma just in case he ended up coming back and offering me.
Hmm.
Um, And I was right. Like 3 weeks later, he hit me up again, and we started, we
Talking.
started talking again, and then he offered me a PW spot, and then I was already admitted into the school, so it was an official offer, an official PWO offer, and I was super excited because I really wanted to go to Clemson. I really wanted to play for him, and um, uh,
Regardless where he
then
went,
he
you were gonna
left.
take. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and I wanted to, he's a great coach, and I want to follow him. I really want to, learn from him and stuff. So, like I said, I was so excited when I was offered that spot by him. So then, we visited. Um, we flew out to Oklahoma, visit the campus. Um, never been to Oklahoma prior to that, and
Yeah.
really ended up loving it. I had a great experience, um, a great visit. And, I decided, I think it was 2 days or a day after my visit that I committed. So I committed, and, that's how I am here now,
How
pretty
was your
much
season this
25
year?
hours from home.
Yep. How was your
Yeah,
season?
25 hours away from home. Our season was okay. We were 6-7. It was a whole entire new system. So we had some things to work out and stuff. We made a bowl game down in
Mhm.
Orlando. We played in the Cheez It Bowl versus FSU. And it was a great experience. It was a fun week.
You got a bunch of
Unfortunately,
stuff
we
from them
lost.
too.
Yeah, I got like a Cheez It watch, a backpack. So we got a bunch of nice bowl gifts um, for making it to a bowl game. And then we went to Universal for a day, which was awesome. SeaWorld. You were
No
able to go to
Disney.
downtown Disney. We didn't end up going to Disney, but me and a few of my teammates went to downtown Disney just to walk around. And it was fun. It was a great experience. The bowl game, and then it wasn't the best season. It wasn't what we were hoping for, but
Mhm.
we're improving every day, and we're gonna have a great year this year. So yeah,
How many? So you're a red shirt now, freshman. You did it at the end of
yep,
last season. So how many games did you play in your freshman year? Or yeah, or what games did you play
got it. So I played against Kent State,
in?
Nebraska,
So two,
um, yeah, Baylor.
three. Okay.
I believe that's it. So if you want a redshirt as a freshman, you have to play in four or less games. So I was able actually to play in one more game, but it didn't end up happening. So I was able to redshirt smoothly with no problems,
Yeah.
which was good. And that's common most of the time. If any dude played under 4 games, they usually just automatically redshirt them. So it
Yeah.
basically just grants you an extra year eligibility. So it's
5
basically like,
years.
yeah, it's basically like it didn't happen. So, now I have a full season under my belt. I know what it's like.
Mhm.
And now, I could just work to continue to improve, and, I'm just focused on getting better every day, and, being a great teammate, and I'm just working as hard as I possibly can to, make an impact and bring value to the locker room and to the team. So, yeah.
And how was your college? Like I know like probably coming from high school game to a college game is a little much different. Were you scared?
Yeah.
Like you got to prove yourself, right? Being a freshman as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I was scared, but I would say it's definitely always intense. Going from high school to college, the schedule is a lot different.
Mhm.
It's our livelihood. We're playing football and doing preparing
Student
and
athletes.
meetings 20, yeah, pretty much 24/7. So, there's not really much free time
Mhm.
compared to high school where, you went to practice, you had some meetings, you lifted occasionally, and then you played the game. So it's a lot different. And I wouldn't say I was scared. Um, I just didn't know what to expect because you never been in it, and even though it's so intense, it's absolutely awesome. It's a great experience, and it really makes you a better football player, and a better student too, because you got to juggle all these assignments while being able to practice. So it really
Yeah.
helps with time management. And I feel like the game of football, helps you out with life, and it teaches you a lot of life lessons. And it definitely helps you. So
How are the football facilities?
They're amazing. So just to like walk through it, we have our indoor turf, Everest Training Center. We'll practice in there when it's like thundering and stuff like that. Other sports use that building too. Track uses it too.
Yeah.
It's a nice, turf
Oh, you
field.
have a golf,
We
like a little golf thing?
Yeah, we have in our players lounge we have a golf simulator. Um, we have a golf simulator, a basketball shooting hoop thingy. Um, what else? We got a PlayStation, an Xbox, a
Yeah.
pool table. So we got a bunch of stuff. There's players always in there, doing stuff. The golf simulator is really popular, and then there's always guys playing video games and basketball. And then actually in the back room of the players' lounge, we have water beds.
Oh
So
my
it's like a
God.
heated wall. It's a heated water bed that's like really comfortable, and it like promotes recovery. Yeah, so it's really cool. The facilities are awesome. We have a cold and hot tub.
Oh my God.
Um, and then it's got like an Oklahoma logo on the back, which is really really
That's
cool.
probably so
Um,
nice.
yeah, it's always awesome to jump in there, and we just have amazing facilities. We eat upstairs and something called the 300 Club.
Hmm.
We got our weight room and then our small turf and the Switzer Center, which is where the locker room is, and the
Yeah.
hot tub and cold tub. The training rooms in there too. There's a nutrition counter with nutritionists that
And you have a
make
chef too, right?
yeah, so there's a bunch of chefs upstairs that cook, and then like I said, there's nutritionists that provide supplements and
Mm.
smoothies for us, recovery shakes
That's so
and
nice.
food and stuff. Yeah, we're treated very well, so um, it's awesome, and the facilities are great. We're actually getting a new facility in like 2024, or it might be 2025. I'm not sure, but I think I'll be here
For
um,
that.
hopefully. Yeah.
And you have a chef.
Hopefully it's done. Yeah, yeah, there's a chef at Headington that also, helps make food for the team and for
Yeah.
me. And she's great. Chef Kelsey. She's Kelsey Trent. She's great. With my food allergies. I text her 50 minutes before. And she'll just make me whatever, poke bowl or
Oh,
pizza.
love a poke bowl.
Yeah, she makes great stuff. But yeah, I'm really excited for that new facility. That's going to be awesome. I'm
Yeah.
praying it's done, but
So you could use it.
and I'm still here. I heard it's going to be absolutely insane. So
Yeah. How is
yeah,
balancing everything? Like, are you close with your coaches and stuff?
yeah. So balancing everything. Like I said before, we have tutors and
Hmm.
academic advisors that help us manage the time management and stuff like that. And then our coaches will send our parents a grade report. For example, my
Mom
position
loves
coach.
that grade report.
Yeah. For example, my coach is Coach Hall, so I think he does it either once a week or every 2 weeks. He sends mom my grades, and like there'll be notes like if I like failed a test or missed an assignment or something like that. But
So they're on
I
top
have
of
a
you.
yeah, they're on top of you. They're on top of your grades. They got to make sure you got to make sure you stay on the field, you stay healthy. And, I have a great relationship with all my coaches, especially Coach Hall and Coach Venables. I talk to them on a daily basis. I'm constantly communicating how to get better and what I need to do to, keep my grades up and stuff like that. So there's definitely always an open line communication. It's good to communicate and
Yeah.
have a good relationship with them.
And you're close with your coaches, right?
Yep.
And what any advice would you give a kid in your position that either has a food allergy that plays football or kids that are going into college football? What advice would you give them?
So for a kid with, medical conditions, if he's going into college to play a specific sport, I would just say, you need to advocate for yourself. You need to over communicate,
Mhm.
constantly be communicating with trainers, nutritionists, your coaches.
Yeah.
They need to know what you need, and you need to know if they can accommodate your needs essentially. So you got to ask questions, you got to communicate. And then for just being a, student athlete in general, I would just say, just soak up as much as you can. Whether it's more learning the playbook or learning life lessons or just being taught things, just soak up as much as you can and,
Yeah.
make great experiences, make great relationships with your coaches. And yeah, just Like I said, just soak up all the information you can because college is like
Advocate.
really a time of like learning and growing, and because at some point your sport's going to end, you're not going to be able to play football forever, so
Yeah.
you're going to have to be able to
Have a backup
communicate
plan.
with people, yeah, have a backup plan, communicate with people, and network and make relationships to help you in your life. So
How's the game atmosphere there? Like insane, right? Like literally insane. You
yeah,
guys have to walk.
it's absolutely insane. So, we stay at the hotel, say it's a home game, we stay at the hotel. We leave Friday in our suits. We go to the hotel. We have our meetings at the hotel, team meal, team movie, um, all of our meetings and stuff. Then we go to bed. We'll wake up, pregame meal. We pray. There's chapel, stuff like that, and then we're in our suits a lot. And then we have the Walk of Champions, so basically we walk with our suits through like thousands and thousands of fans,
That's so
which is
crazy.
crazy.
Sign
Screaming your
autographs.
names and stuff. Yeah, that you sign a lot of autographs. They're screaming your name and stuff. And then it's awesome. It's absolutely crazy. Oklahoma's got the best fans in the country. They're like diehard football. They love the
I want to go
players.
to a
They're
game so
awesome.
bad.
Yeah, yeah, you should when you get free time. I know you're busy with college, but um, yeah. So the game atmosphere, like the first when I ran down on the
Anyone wants to
kickoff
go with
against Kent
me? I'll be a
State,
fan.
yeah, we got we get how many tickets do we get?
Or
I believe it's four. Yeah, four for each home game. Um, but yeah, the atmosphere is absolutely insane. Like I remember when I ran down on the kickoff, um, when I went in for the first time against Kent State, it was like such a surreal moment. Like the atmosphere, like just straight chills,
unreal.
like the energy and like we have like these LED lights in our stadium that like were flickering. Yeah, it's awesome. And like there's so many fans. It's so loud. It's a great atmosphere.
Do you want to go in the NFL after college? Like, would you think about that?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I mean, that's the dream. That's what the dream has been since I was 4 years old. So it'd be great. It would be awesome if I would be able to achieve that dream of playing in the NFL.
Yeah,
Um, But if that doesn't work out, I either want to be a coach or something like
be
that, and
involved.
I'll figure it out. Yeah, because I love the sport, and I love relationships and impacting people. I think it's important to pay it forward to what you accomplish in your life, and help others um, to be able to do the same. So yeah,
Well, thanks, Peter, for coming on BS with Bella.
you are very welcome. You had a great set of questions
Oh,
aligned.
did
I'm
I?
surprised you didn't. We didn't mention mom at all.
I know. She's definitely like waiting. She's like listening with her ears, like, hi,
Who do you
mom.
th- Who do you think mom's favorite child is?
So you. Like, don't even go
You
there.
think so? You think
Yes.
so?
Yep.
Who do you think dad's is?
Me. By far. Me.
Really? So
Ted's in
Teddy's
the
no
middle.
favorite.
Ted's just there.
I wonder what he's up to right now. Probably playing Roblox or something. I don't
Well,
know. Who knows?
thanks
Or
for.
riding his bike somewhere.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, thanks for
Yeah.
coming on BS with Bella. We're going to lose our time soon, but I'll catch you guys next Thursday. Bye.